welcome to Studio 5. The Bonner family, Bubba Watson, and a best-selling book making its way to the big screen. Those are all featured on today's edition of Studio 5, and we begin with the Bonner family. They're a family of 10 making beautiful music in the recording studio, on stage, and even for the big screen. Mom and Dad Bonner were once Baptist missionaries, but music remains at the heart of the family, taking some of the Bonner children all the way to Broadway. They call Utah home, and that's where we caught up with them on the set of The Chosen.
Love is patient, love is kind, love will not envy, truth abides.
Am I right in reading there's 8 children?
There are 8.
Okay, and all sing?
All sing.
Love never fails, love survives.
She's on Broadway, by the way.
I'll see.
She'll be in the Michael Jackson show, the new one.
Oh, I see.
And she was in Color Purple off Broadway.
I'm making you promises today.
So what's Christmas like at the Bonner house?
Oh.
Our favorite time of year.
Yeah, we carol every Christmas.
Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made.
What's it like to be a part of this Christmas celebration? You guys, I'm imagining, are familiar with the Chosen series. What's it like to be a part of this?
Oh, The Chosen?
It's
Biggest Chosen fans in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God. My Savior God to thee. How great thou art. How great thou art. How great thou art.
It's a bit of a reunion because we were privileged to be a part last year. So it's getting to feel like a tradition.
Yeah.
When we start a tradition, boy,
Oh, yeah.
it goes big time.
Where was the singing born for you guys as a family? What happened? Mom?
And Dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Harry was a boys choir school.
Archbishop Boys Choir.
Yeah.
We'll find a place where God for us prepared.
Our great aunts and uncles had a singing group.
Oh, yeah.
A gospel singing
Bonner
group.
family.
Bonner family, my father's side in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so they kind of helped trailblaze the way for gospel music.
Right. Yeah, in fact, she was one of the founders of gospel music with Tom Storacy.
Really?
Yes.
Great spot.
Yes.
We'll make the air with music ring, shout praises to our God and King.
And so I've been teaching voice. I taught all my kids voice, and they've always been at all our shows. Me and Harry put shows on, and we put the kids in it.
All is well.
Well, before I let you go, you got to sing something.
Before our journey's through.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, it will be all right.
Such an awesome family. For more from the Bonner family, be sure to follow them on all of their social media platforms. Still to come.
She'll be better off here.
No, she won't.
What's her name? You can call her whatever you want.
From best-selling book to big screen love story.
Who is she?
That's Angel, finest girl west of the Rockies.
I have to meet her.
We have a Studio 5 first look at redeeming love. And welcome back to Studio 5. From best-selling book to big screen love story, Redeeming Love is the powerful tale of relentless love and perseverance. It's inspired by scripture, but set during the time of the California gold rush of 1850.
Let's hop in one of those ships and sail away.
That sounds nice.
You got company.
Why don't you think about where we would go?
Far, far away from here.
I just feel like this is a story that needs to be told, and it's a topic that isn't really talked about enough.
Show me a ticket! One more charm man!
I was just thinking about my mother.
What was she like?
Beautiful. Shattered.
Reading the script for the first time, I was just in awe of the authenticity and the rawness of it all. I feel like a lot of times, stories like these, we don't fully go there. And when I read the script, I was like, oh, wow, they went there. And, you know, it is a story where you have to, in order to kind of portray the true struggles of what this woman goes through.
Told your mother I would take good care of you.
I love you more than anyone in this whole wide world.
I hope that eyes are open to the reality of kind of the world that a lot of women live in, the reality of abuse and the psychological impacts of it.
What's her name? You can call her whatever you want. You'll be my little angel from now on.
Angel, how did you end up in this place?
She doesn't talk about her past.
You got any big plans?
Plans? She can't keep me here.
You forget where I found you, Missy. I made you a princess.
The story is a story of redemption and of love overall.
The only girls who leave here are too old, too sick to work. They're dead.
I'm gonna kill you.
You have a woman like Angel, played so beautifully by Abby. I think that having a story like that in a time like this, where it's somebody who's been dealt a very rough hand, you know, a very terrible deck of cards that she has to live with, and then despite every evil force that she encounters, people and life, she not only prevails, but she comes out stronger.
Who is she? That's Angel. Finest girl west of the Rockies.
I have to meet her.
There's so much love between them, and there's so much understanding, and Michael just gets Angel and sees that she, there's that scene, and watching it on a big screen where she's like cutting herself with the rocks and trying to wash herself in the river is so moving, because you just think he sees her suffering so deeply and this self-loathing, and all he wants to do is kind of save her from that.
What's your pleasure, mister?
The truth is, I didn't come here for that.
Despite every evil force that she encounters, people and life, she not only prevails, but she comes out stronger with love, bitterness, and all of. I think in today's world, it's exactly the type of story that we need.
You're gonna marry me. Take me away from here. Give me the life I deserve.
You can't choose what you're born into. You can't choose what happens to you in life, and there's gonna be things that happen, good and bad, but there is always hope, and there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how, hopeless you may feel, or, how dark it may seem in your life, there will always be, something good at the end.
I give you an angel.
You cannot choose the life you have, but you can choose the life you want.
The idea of the story is that no matter what you've been through, or no matter what's been done to you, your past doesn't have to define you. That you can start fresh, and that with God, you're loved. I mean, the people are precious.
She just does not love you. She is using you. You have no idea who she is.
You have to stop thinking that I'm gonna be something that I'm not.
that way is home. Your choice.
Redeeming Love is in theaters this week, January 21st. And as you see, it shows there is no brokenness love cannot heal. With that tale of love, it is now time to share our weekly story in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 snapshot.
Hey, no! You're just a demon.
Channing Tatum makes his co-directorial debut in the film Dog, which hits theaters in February. It's being called a love letter to man's best friend. Part comedy, part drama, it has an Army Ranger and a dog on an emotional journey down the Pacific coast to make it to a soldier's funeral on time. This sneak peek is this week's Studio 5 snapshot.
She won't work with anyone. 1 minute she's good, the next minute she's sending 3 guys to the ER.
What's up, dog? And you're gonna go on a little road trip. Easy. What are y'all so scared of? Smell it out big time.
Coming up next.
I'm bawling and said, take me. I said, I don't want to go through this. Praying about just take me. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do in my life?
A heart-to-heart with pro golfer and 2-time Masters Tournament winner, Bubba Watson. Welcome back to Studio 5. Bubba Watson is a pro golfer and 2-time Masters Tournament winner. As you can imagine, he loves golf, but he also loves God, and he is grateful for all that God has done in his life. In this week's Faith on the Field, we see those two loves unite in Watson's book, Up and Down.
I started tournament golf at age 8. Started hitting it past everybody. People started talking to my family about how far I hit it, and no lessons. And as it grew, when I got to around 12 years old, you could definitely see my skill level was different than other people. That's when it started to buzz in my head that, wait, I have a shot at this. I can be pretty good at this.
Part of that golf journey included accepting a scholarship at the University of Georgia, where he met his wife, Angie, who had an immediate impact on his spiritual journey.
We started talking about church. She grew up in the church and who she wanted to be, and she asked me about my faith, and I told her it's very little. One day I got asked to go to church and gave myself to the Lord, but then that was it. It's kind of, the seed was planted. I said the right things, but I didn't really water it. And when I got to Georgia and met her, that's when it opened up. And I'm still growing that, but it's been an amazing journey. And the rest is history.
That history includes highs like a successful golf career, including 2 Masters championships, but also tragic lows resulting in severe anxiety and dramatic weight loss.
So I look at the scale and I'm 162. I just fall on my knees. I'm bawling and said, take me. I said, I don't want to go through this. Praying about just take me. What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do in my life? I was like, I'll quit golf. If this is what's going to cause me to be this way, I'm done with golf. I'd rather be physically healthy than out. There's one particular moment that I can remember where I said some choice words, got caught on camera, and my team hit me fast. I went into the media center and they asked me right away. They said, your language, you call yourself a Christian. And I said, man, I want to thank y'all. And I said, I want to thank y'all because that's how I get better. If you don't call me out, I can't get better. We're all going to have moments. Younger days, I wouldn't have done it that way. But since 10, when I won, going forward, and more wins after that, it just means I'm putting on a bigger pedestal, a bigger spotlight, where I have to be ready to face my bad moments in a different way. And that's the reason why I want to come out with a book, is to share, and just share that we all have issues. And if you say you don't, you really do, right? Like, let's be honest with everybody.
Watson credits the people he surrounds himself with, including his wife, for breaking him out of his low points and strengthening his relationship with God.
I praise my wife all the time. Without meeting her, it wouldn't have jump-started me to get back to where I should be. And then the close team around me, my close friends, the different pastors that I've been able to meet, yeah, they've been able to put wisdom into me. Now, it takes me a slow time to learn that wisdom, but it's growing. I hate to say this, but on my deathbed, I don't want my kids to go on the podium and be like, he was 2-time Masters champion. If they say that, I've already missed. I missed everything I was supposed to do. Well, I've been blessed so much that why not bless other people?
Bubba Watson's book, Up and Down, is available wherever you purchase or download your reading material. Welcome back to Studio 5. We love music here. It is playing nonstop as we put this show together for you each week. And this week, recording artists Lucky Day and Yeba. Take a look at this and you'll hear why. How Much Can a Heart Take is what's playing in my ear this week.
How much can a heart take when feelings change like phases of the moon? Stop me in a heart space. Hey, hey, hey. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah.
On that musical note, we are almost out of time, so let's take a moment and sample at least one story from next week's rundown.
I made a shocking discovery. I need you to get me in touch with NASA immediately.
Well, NASA and I aren't really on speaking terms these days.
Oh, that'll change.
We have a Studio 5 first look at Moonfall.
My character is there because she's an expert navigationist, so she has to be the one to guide the mission and make sure we get where we're going.
See what happens in a story that has a mysterious force knocking the moon from its orbit.
There's no need to panic.
Knock facing!
Why are they lying about all this?
It's too late to stop.
Sending it on a collision course with Earth.
The nuts and bolts of the movie are the moon is coming towards us. We don't know why, and it's left up to the astronauts who have an experience, me being one of them, that 15 years ago was up there and saw something crazy.
You knew all this was happening before NASA.
You're the unidentified source?
Oh, yes.
Hope you'll join us for that story and so much more next week. But before we say goodbye, we want to turn back to the singing Bonner family for a final word for this week's show.
One of my fondest memories as a child was when we were kids, we went on this tour with Michael McLean, and this is before you were born, I think. Yeah, because I was only like 11, and we sang a bunch of songs and whatnot, and we loved the McLean family, and that was my first time singing in front of like a big group of people, and afterwards, all these little girls were chasing me, and so I went and hid in the bathroom and like locked the door, and they're like banging on the door.
Oh my goodness.
I felt like a superstar, and that was the beginning. I was like, I gotta do this.
One of my favorite childhood memories is Christmas caroling every year to our neighbors and people in our church and friends. Everyone usually gets to pick one house, so we would be out. We'd be up at 6 a.m. and we would be back to open our own presents at 3
o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you, that's my favorite. Yeah. That's my favorite.
It's always when we're together, and there is this one moment when it was we went caroling to one of my friends across the street, who used to live across the street from us, and I know that they went through a tragedy in their family, and when we came over just randomly to do caroling over to their house, they just broke down and cried, and it was just a beautiful moment because we didn't know how they would receive us when we did carol, but it was just a beautiful moment that we felt, hey, we're doing something good as we sing together, as we just try to lift somebody who is close to us. And so it's kind of cool that we're doing this even right now, because in a way we get to do what we do as caroling or just singing in general, and hopefully it can lift somebody.
Putting your faith on the rock of our Redeemer, who is Jesus Christ, you cannot fail. That means I cannot fail if I'm based on his solid foundation.
Hey, I will trust in God and I will trust in him forever. You know, and that right there is something that I want to always say, that I will trust in God and trust in him forever. My voice will forever ascend unto him, and just be so grateful for everything that he's done for me. So.
You know, one of my favorite scriptures is the shortest scripture. It's just Jesus wept. That he was like us. He had so much compassion and love for his friends that even his feelings could be hurt.
John 3:16 for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Bonner family, thank you. That is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.